we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about puppy biting. It's definitely the #1 comment that I get, asking how to stop doing it, how to train their puppy to stop doing it. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to stop puppy biting. Now, Storm, we'll consider her a puppy. She's only going to be 3. She's still got a little bit of puppy in her, lots of play in her, lots of energy. And some of you are getting dogs at this age, as far as rescue dogs, that still haven't been trained to stop biting. So you could do it with an older dog, teach an old dog some new tricks, or you can implement these little tips with your brand new puppy, because you know the training really never does stop anyway, right, Mama? Now, this whole thing got brought up because the other night me and Lee had a conversation, and she was asking me, how did I get Storm to play bite? In other words, how do I get her to play? How did I get her or train her to bite me softly? Now, come here. Come here. And it's a pretty good example of that is this dog will not bite me. She will play bite. Like if I start, come here, giving her a little roughhousing. If I roughhouse her, she will not bite me. I stick my finger in there and I'll clench onto her teeth and grab, and she just won't do it. Now, she'll give me little nibbles here and there, but she will bite this, right? Because I've associated one thing with the other. So biting me's bad, biting this good. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's really pretty easy. The thing that people mess up on with puppy biting and just, you know, training their dog to bite toys as opposed to them is they get frustrated, they get impatient, and that is where you mess up. It's always pays to be very patient. Keep in mind, when you have a brand new puppy, a couple of months old, and you're at the moment where you just hooked your new puppy home, this is not going to be an overnight thing. This is something that's got to be consistently trained throughout a couple of months, at least. It's not a week long, it's not 2 weeks. Maybe if you're lucky, 2 weeks you'll see results. Maybe in a day you'll see good results, because people aren't associating the results with what they want. People are associating with, well, they're still biting me. Well, you got to understand, the dog is naturally going to bite. So that's not something that you're not ever going to get rid of. So what you got to do is, when your puppies come here, well, I'm trying to do a video and you got to come here. When your dog is biting, you say she's, nibbling and biting your hand, you want to always, now first thing too is always keep treats all around the house. When you have a brand new puppy, you're keeping treats in every room, probably not in your pockets. You're going to be constantly going for your pockets, but you're going to want to keep treats everywhere, because you're going to want to be able to reward the dog. Now, say she's biting my hand and she's biting, and she won't even do it. She's like, that's not good. I know that you don't like that. She knows I don't want her biting me. So there are times though where she will get a little rough and she will get me a bit, but she immediately knows that it hurts me, and it's because I'll say, ow, no, and look at her, ow, no, right? Because she gets that, like, oh, I'm sorry. So when you do that, when they're biting you, that's what you want. You want to associate that right away with, ouch. So they know right away that that is something that's bad. And then when they go to grab this, you go, oh, good girl, good girl. So you're not trying to get rid. Sorry, this carpet down here is like an ice rink. Let's just get it out of the way. Okay, so the trick is you're not trying to get rid of biting. You're replacing biting with something that they can bite. So that's the trick. Now, as far as biting me softly as opposed to biting this hard, well, that's something that you want to keep your treats handy and reward, so they know that when you when the puppy is biting you and they're nibbling at your hand or whatever, you want to have a little treat in your hand, and you want to let them nibble on your hand just lightly, because they'll try to get the treat. So, you know, and then finally you give them the treat and they'll be just fine. Let me get one to give an example. What do I got? Oh, what do I got? So she's trying to get that treat, but she knows she can't bite me to get it, but she'll get it. Good girl, mamas. So I think the main part of it is you just got to stay patient with your puppy. People get so impatient and frustrated with their dogs because their dogs are continuing to bite. They're continuing to bite. Well, all you got to really do is replace the bite with something else. Associate biting is good. Biting's natural. It's not something you're going to get rid of with the dog. Come here. And so when they bite you, all you do is pretty much instantly replace it with something that they can bite. And there you go. Bite. Good girl. Good. You're just going to replace that with something that they can bite and they can play with. And eventually you're going to start seeing results. And as long as you're consistent with that and you're keeping treats around the house and you're not getting lazy and you're not, you know, if the dog bites you, you want to say no. You know, you can do whatever you feel is good for you and your dog. Like it's always going to go by feel. So if you feel like when your dog crunches down on you want to say no, that's fine, but make sure you replace that no with a yes. And that is when they start to realize, oh, if I bite you, that's bad. You don't like that. It hurts you. But if I bite this, I get rewarded. I get treats. I get pets. I get to go out, go for walks, whatever. So make sure you're constantly rewarding your dog when they're doing something good, and replace that biting, that puppy biting, with something that they can bite, whether it's a Kong ball. She loves her Kong. She loves her rope. And so your dog might love a soft chew toy. Just replace the biting with something that they can bite and you should be fine. And keep that consistent. It's going to take a little while. It's going to take a few months. And before you know it, your dog will be just play biting on you, and then he or she will crunch down really hard on something like a rope. Come here. Come here.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Associate that biting with something like a rope toy. Make sure that they know that this is what they can have. They can't have your hand, they can't have your foot, your shoes, anything like that. If they're going after your shoes a lot, you want to take the shoe, tell them no, replace with something like a rope or something that is okay for them to chew on and bite. And keep that consistent and you should be just fine. So that's pretty much all you have to do. It's pretty easy. I mean, it's, one of those things where I feel like it's more of a patience thing and a frustration level thing that people get. So as long as you keep consistent training with your puppy, keep the energy level high, keep it fun, and you guys should be just fine. And in a few weeks to a month, you should start seeing some decent results. If not, just goes away completely. And just don't get frustrated. So that's my tip for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Sharing the videos is the best way to support the channel. And if you want to become a patron, that's another way to support the channel. Those links will be below. Have a nice day. I love you all. Peace.
We don't need no more.